Facebook Live, this is Hamp Lee III with Spiritual Combatants. I'm back in the great state, back in my little hotel billeting room. Got another week and a half left, but hey, I want to come to you with a question about who are you connected to? And I really like Facebook Live better because for some reason my brain says, hey, you got one take, you're live, get it done. But then when I'm doing a regular video, it's kind of like take 150, and then I'm spending 2 days editing. So I like this a lot better. Maybe not the quality at times, but we'll find a good balance. But for those of you that may be in a similar situation, it's all about content. So that's a little bit extra. This is some bonus, but it's about content. So sometimes you may have a $50 camera. Use what you got, but make sure that you get some good content out. So hopefully today it'll be some value added, but I want to talk about our connections. And so this came about on Sunday. So I'm flying back from Alabama with my daughter, and I'm watching a movie on Netflix. And so the movie has this Japanese military type theme. And if you see my image or my logo, it's kind of the same way, this military type of image. I'm thinking like, oh man, maybe I can find something similar for my beat, because I wanted to change the beat. I like it, but then I'm not in love with the beat. So maybe I can find something that kind of matches more of a military type feel. So I go online and I find this beat. It's kind of like a Japanese trap music beat. I'm like, man, yes. I'm thinking like, yes, oh, this is so awesome. I cut it up, I edited it. Man, I got it fitting just right in the video that I just posted. Everything was good. But then I started going into, okay, well, this site that I use, they said, hey, we give away free beats. If you want to use it or download it, just pay $10. I'm like, cool. But then I'm like, let me see about the source of this person. Okay, what are they about? So I go on their page and they have a lot of their secular artists and they have all these other links. And so to all these other secular artists and secular themes, and I'm thinking like, man, as a ministry, I'm responsible for providing this content. It's kind of like if I use this beat and then put this person's name, because one of the conditions is you just give them credit. So if I'm giving them that credit, it's like I'm vouching for them. And then I can lead somebody else to go and click on that link and then go off into other areas too. And so, man, I'm telling you, it's been heavy on me. I mean, I was sick. I mean, I was thinking like, man, this beat is perfect for Spiritual Combatants. It fits nicely. I love it. And I'm thinking like, man, it's like I can just feel the heaviness of the spirit. Like, Hamp, you know you can't use this. And I'm praying about it. I'm thinking about like, Lord, is there a way? Deep down, I know there is no way. That the one thing that I'm going to have to do is take the beat off. And man, it hurt me. I mean, it hurt me bad. But in ministry, and this is kind of like a Ministry Monday, we have to be able to understand and know who we're connected to. And so the first time God gave me this, it was 2004. I'm in Japan. I'm in Korea actually. And so I'm at a church and I'm shaking one of the church leaders' hands. And as I'm shaking his hand, God tells me to be careful about who I'm connected to, because just as I can use their name, they can use my name. And so ever since then, I've always been very concerned about whoever I'm kind of linked up with or connected to. So even if I see something on Facebook that's really funny, I'll normally, instead of just click share, I'll look at the source of where that came from. And I look at the source, I'm like, man, I can't post this, because the source, when you go into that other page, they have a bunch of stuff that is not connected to what I believe in or what maybe I would endorse. So I may go out to YouTube or somewhere else to try to find that link, something where it's a little bit cleaner. Or if I can connect to it to say, hey, I connect to this and I vouch for this link here or whatever I'm connecting myself to, because that's very important. So let me read to you in Proverbs 22:1. It says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor than silver and gold. And I'll go to Proverbs 18:16. It says, a man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men. Often, many of us are more concerned about riches and silver and gold than having a good name. Your name is the most valuable thing that you have outside of knowing Christ. The most valuable thing that you have. You have one name. And you mess that up, your name is mud, it's going to be mud. Whenever you go around people, it's mud. But you think about that. If you have a good name, you can get in some places and have that favor that even if you had all the money in the world and all the riches in the world, the silver and gold that's out there, you still won't be able to get the same access of somebody that has great favor or that has a good name. And we know people like that. That may be in a small church, or maybe the shop owner that runs a barbershop or whatever type of grocery store that everybody in the neighborhood loves, has great favor. That's what we're talking about, trying to have a good name. But when we're focused on just getting great stuff, because a lot of us just want to have that place where hey, I'm working on my gift. So we put more emphasis on our gift instead of our name. So because we want to be presented before great men, which is true. The scripture is true. Your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men, but it's your character and your name that's going to keep you there. There's a whole lot of talented people out there, but have no character. And because they have no character, you may not even know who they are. Or if you knew who they were, you saw them climb up and get there 15 minutes, and you saw them slide right down like chutes and ladders because they didn't have a good name. So I want you to just be encouraged and focused on who you're connected to. And now, one bit of truth or honesty session. I've been working on my Master's of Divinity for 12 years. I started in 2005. So Master's of Divinity is a graduate program that's probably mostly between 78 and 90 credit hours. And so I started with a school that I didn't really agree with the beliefs of the founder and the president. And so God was telling me around the same time. So God was probably talking to me about that situation, but I thought he was talking about the church. And so I didn't agree with his platform and what he believed in, but I attended the school anyway. The beliefs didn't really align up with my beliefs, but I went anyway. And it was a very tough challenge for me to go through all these classes. And there was a point where I started taking classes and they're teaching stuff about false doctrines and Christianity in Germany. I'm like, look, I don't want to spend my time learning about false doctrines. I want some truth. And so I would just put it to the side and I wouldn't even study. And then I pick it up a year later. I say, okay, let me get back in it. But then again, it'd be like this tough challenge. And I got 45 credit hours done, but I still just kind of put it to the side. So I picked it back up because I would like to graduate before my daughter graduates from graduate school. She'll be a senior next month. So I only have probably about good 3.5, 4 years ago. So she was 8 when I started, and she's 20 now. So I only got a little bit of time left. So I want to finish at least before then. So I find a new school that kind of aligns with my beliefs and things. But going back, let me go back to school just a little bit. So the school supported someone that I didn't think that a Christian college would endorse, to be honest. I never thought that they would support this certain person. And I'm thinking like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad that I didn't graduate from this school. I would have been alumnus. My name would have been associated with whoever they support and endorse. And I'm thinking like, that person's beliefs don't line with mine. I don't really agree with what that person's doing, but they are heavily supporting them. And so I probably would have denounced the degree, found a way to start from scratch, and I would have been just starting over. I mean, that's how some days I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad that I didn't graduate from that school because of who I was connected to. Because if I'm connected to that, I'm connected to their name. You're connected to people's name. Think about the friends that you have right now and the businesses that you're a part of, the job that you work at. You're a part, that name that's associated with that business, that represents you. You represent that business. So when you're working, and you can work anywhere, and you got an attitude, you represent the business. So when somebody comes in, you got an attitude, they're thinking about, oh, well, this business is bad. They're thinking about you too, but like, well, the business is bad. Why? Because you're giving them a bad name. When I'm in the military, I was in a position where I was supporting in like a unit type function, kind of taking care of airmen. And one of the things I would tell them every week, as we had new airmen that came in, is that you have two family names on your uniform, and don't do anything to shame either one of those. You have a family name. Some of you not in the military, but you may have another name that connects you as far as your job or any type of groups that you're associated with, your church, Christ. We represent him. And so we want to make sure we have a good name so that we give God the honor and glory that's due to him. So I pray that you will think about who you're connected to, even in relationships. Sometimes we're thinking about breasts, hips, and thighs, and pecs, and delts, and biceps, and all this other stuff, but we're not paying attention to the name that's behind that person. They fine, but they may be crazy too. because you're overlooking that stuff because you're looking at the wrong things. So make sure while you're here, and this is Ministry Monday, that you're considering who you're connected to in ministry, in your school, in your relationships, because you want to make sure that the people that you're connected to are solid because they represent you. When you're going out in ministry right now, we have a ministry that's going out. Every person that I put down as far as credits or something, they are connected to me and I'm connected to them. And so I want to make sure that I honor God. And I want you to honor God. I want you to be faithful in everything that you do. So let's be faithful and make sure that we're taking good, mindful care about who we're connected to. God bless you.